888-727-BCK. So I was on Fox Business this morning with Don Imus.
Program Fox News, Glenn Beck. Good morning, Mr. Beck.
How are you, sir?
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
We're always.
I watched you the other day, and
Yeah.
you didn't have your hat on, and I didn't even recognize you. I didn't even know you had a top of a head for a very long time.
Well, I'm trying to decide between hat and no hat, but
I'd go with the hat. Yeah. It covers more of the face.
why did we come right in and start? Why did we come right in and start with me? So next thing
I'm just saying I'm used to seeing you in a hat.
Next thing you'll have me with a dead intern in my life.
I don't. I don't even know what you're talking about. But come on, you know I'm right.
So I say, when Scott Brown gets elected, I was talking to Cavuto that night, and I say, and see if you agree. If a guy will take one naked picture,
there's more. Yeah,
and it's just our job to find it.
And the thing is it's turned into this nightmare. What I said afterwards, I meant it as a joke, kind of. That I'm questioning his judgment here, just because if you've lived with a woman for very long, you don't say stuff like that. You just don't say stuff like that because you just get beat the snot beat out of you when you get home by your wife. At least I would. My wife would have body parts in her drawer if I got home. If I said that to my daughters would never speak to me again. So he says this, on the air, and I think we should have an ankle bracelet.
Okay, that's fine. The ankle bracelet is fine.
Yeah.
But how do we get from there to a dead intern?
Well, it never usually ends well in Washington, does it? There's usually, you start going down this road, and then there's always, in my head, I just always see a couple of cops, and one of them turns away from the bushes and vomits, and the other one's like, I told you, you shouldn't look.
Okay, all right, okay. So,
was that Imus or was that Charles? Who laughed the hardest?
Oh, Imus laughed really hard, yeah. So, here's the thing. This has taken on a total life of its own here.
It's ridiculous.
It's amazing.
Ridiculous.
The Boston radio stations are on fire. I know that Philadelphia was on fire with this. New York was on fire with this. On this comment that I made, it was a joke. Now, with that being said, I think it was stupid, and I'll bet you that Scott Brown thinks it's stupid as well. If he didn't regret that and go, boy, that was a stupid comment. Then he's got different women in his life than I think every other. My wife, when we watched it that night, she did. I want you to know, she hit me for making the comments I made about Scott Brown.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
My wife is the only one that has good sense. You put the two of us, it's only her. She's much better. You'd much rather listen to her every day.
I can confirm that.
But she hit me. But she first went, oh, my gosh, when she saw Scott Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And then she then heard my comments, and I was a bigger monster. But I think that's maybe only because if the two of us would have been sitting there, she first would have just whacked him across the chest, and then she would have just and then she would have gotten up and said, you both of you two, you should be ashamed of yourself. With that being said, I have to tell you, when we can't joke about somebody who is a politician, let me ask you this, America. Let me ask you this, conservatives. Let me ask you this, Republicans. Who do you sound more like? The people who have been saying Saturday Night Live doesn't even make fun of Barack Obama. They can't find
nothing funny about him.
They can't find anything funny about him. Do you sound more like those people, which, by the way, are you, or do you sound more like the people at Saturday Night Live? No, come on, let's not. This guy's really doing some great stuff. He's like, let's not hurt him. Let's not throw. Excuse me? When you can't joke, if this audience is the audience, and I don't think you are, if this audience is the audience that can't handle a joke about somebody that is a politician, just because he's on your side, then this audience will disappear on me, and I'll be fine with that. I'll go home and I'll do something else.
It's not this audience, though.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not.
It's the same people that will claim on the air that, I was one of the toughest critics when George Bush was doing bad. But they never said a bad thing about him. They won't today. They didn't back then. They continue to carry the water for the Republican Party.
This is the problem. Now, you tell me, America, all these people who called and, have been calling their radio stations saying, I think that's horrible that happened and I can't, if anybody did. You ask yourself this question. Have you been doing those things on Barack Obama? Isn't this the exact problem that we have? Isn't this the problem that got the Republican Party into the place? Isn't this more like Lindsey Graham, who says, hey, let's not take down our own? Excuse me? First of all, we'll make jokes about everybody on every front. And if the politicians don't like it, good. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But you seem to like it when I do it to the other side, and I will continue to do it to the other side and to anybody that you think might be on your side or my side, because I don't have a side. I don't trust any of these politicians. And let me tell you something. These politicians are all going to image themselves as a Tea Partier. You know, the progressive movement up in Massachusetts, they tried to image him, Scott Brown, as he's a right-wing radicalized teabagger. That helped him. Because there's a lot of people going, oh, really? He's with the Tea Party people? Okay.
They're the ones that want to stop the health care thing that we hate so much.
Exactly right. Now, if I were in Massachusetts, I would have voted for Scott Brown, because I knew then, and you did too, that this would stop health care, and this would be a body blow to the health care and the progressive plan. A body blow. But I can't tell you if Scott Brown is not a progressive light. I don't know that much about him. I want to see him in action. Does he reflect my views on a lot of things? I know he did on health care, and that was the thing that we had to stop. But I'm not going to give him my blanket support, nor am I going to turn a blind eye to stupid things that he does. Who are you if you do that?
It's not honest.
No.
It's just dishonest to ignore every
and it's what gets us
of
here.
Those who agree with you.
It's what gets us here.
That's why we're here.
You say, remember, Republicans have, I think it was actually liberals and conservatives. I can't remember now, but the liberals or the Democrats are the ones that say, I just want to win. The conservatives are the ones that say, I want somebody in there. I want to vote for somebody who I agree with. You know, the reason why health care is slowed down now, and believe me, they're gonna assemble it one piece at a time. They ain't done. This has only begun. You must be vigilant. The reason why they're slowing down at this point is because they fear you. The minute you tell these politicians on either side that they've got a blank check with you, that you're not going, hey, you're in a safe zone. No, you're not. There is no safe zone. Now, granted, this is why I'm not real popular. This is why, go ahead, say it.
Granite
is a
countertop.
It's
something you get out of a quarry.
I could have spent more time with Don Imus and gotten this.
It's granted. Now, granted. Or try it again. Say it with me. Now, granted.
There's a countertop that you put. Really nice one.
I can't even remember my point.
Stain resistant.
I can't even remember my point now. I can't even remember
Scratch resistant.
This is the point. He's busting on you.
Yes.
We're talking about jokes.
Don't joke
okay.
about me. I'm in a safe zone here. What part of this don't you understand? There's a special exemption for me.